it's Toffee, and welcome to what is hopefully our first video. Let's see if it makes it past edits. Today, the writers of Daily Writes are hoping to teach you a little something about planning a book. Planning a book can be quite daunting. We know that. There's a lot that goes into it, but as writers with plenty of whips, that's what we in the biz call works in progress, and plenty of different ways of planning. We know well what goes into it. So let's look at the process, put together by the wonderful, amazing Bee. Step 1 is to come up with an idea. Easy, right? You've probably came up with those all the time. I mean, everyone does. To be honest, if you made it this far in life without a single idea, you should probably get an award or something. That doesn't happen a lot. Well, I digress. Ideas can come from anywhere. Some of the best ones come from when you aren't pushing it. Bee's current whip, remember that stands for work in progress, came after finishing her favorite kids series S and mashing them together to make the madness you'll meet another day. I mean, mine came from a friendly conversation with Sophia, a fellow writer in the group. Take that idea and write it down somewhere. Your phone's note app is good enough. Or if you're a superhuman, just keep it in your head. Slowly or quickly expand on it. Reminder, ideas will sound kooky at first. That's the point. Every story will sound a little stupid if you dumbed it down to a one-sentence flat idea. Like, wizards who fight wizards at wizard school. See, that's Harry Potter. Or that moment when you're the son of a god. Percy Jackson. You might not even realize your idea is an idea until you realize the potential of it. Also remember, you are the writer. You have the power to make anything come to life here. One final quick point. Just 1 second to say this. Oftentimes, ideas don't get you a story arc. They get you the prologue at best. You still have to come up with characters, arcs, stories, subplots, and a bunch of other stuff we will cover a different time here. Wow, you're all really cracking along. You already have a best-selling novel idea. Good for you. But normally, ideas will only come in a one-sentence vague quote. Maybe you can talk about it with a friend. Remember, the only real limit on your story is your own imagination. Expanding is important and doesn't really ever stop if you do it right. The real issue is debating how much of your expansion is necessary to the story you want to tell. Like, yeah, maybe in your head the God of the Sun's favorite food is oranges, but unless the God of the Sun's arc is to chase oranges just to realize that friendship was the real orange we made along the way, you really don't have to include it. Sure, there might be a species of tree that makes you jump an extra inch, but is that important in a story where the character is a mermaid who exclusively swims? So here's how you can tell how useful it is. How useful will this be to your protagonist? How useful will this be to your antagonist? How much does your plot change when you apply this to your story? If it affects one or more of these questions, ladies and gentlemen, we have some expansion! Now that you made it this far, I think you need to clearly define some stuff. In the writing community, outlines are huge. To put it in simple terms, write out the acts of your story, then divide those acts into chapters slowly. Take your time with this. If this idea doesn't work for you, I have another solution, but you should definitely try the other way first. Bee, the writer of the script, doesn't do outlines, and plenty of other writers don't either. They just write. Some people don't work well under a rigid outline, which is why some choose not to do it. But you have to be careful with this, because if you aren't willing to do draft after draft while keeping your basic plot in your mind, the other way works better. If you aren't someone who knows for a fact that you can remember all the ins and outs of your books, don't do it. It makes messy outcomes and leaves readers confused at the lack of direction in the book. And finally, if you're struggling with both ways, find an in-between that works for you. A lot of writing is testing your creativity, and I can't think of anything more creative than coming up with your own unique system that works best for you. Maybe you could write down the important details and come back to it. Maybe you can make a full binder. Maybe you can just ramble on a doc and edit it down so it makes sense. Writing is so much more than the author, and people realize that no two authors' processes are gonna look exactly the same. After all, it's supposed to be fun. Now that you got all the stuffy bits out of the way, here comes the fun. Coming up with the details of your characters. But Toffee, you say? I already did that in the expand section. No, you didn't. Do you know exactly what they look like? I hate to pull a B's art teacher, but describe them. Everything. How do they look? How do they act? How do they talk? I want everything. Yeah. Oh, B wants me to let it be known that Instagram, not sponsored, has amazing resources for questions you should be able to answer about your character. And she will put them in the description? No way! What a kind, thoughtful, amazing, beautiful, creative, amazing, did I say amazing? Perfect person who's definitely not feeding me this line. A really good piece of advice all around for writing is to get to know your character like you know your best friend. Be able to describe their personality like you would someone you talk to every day. It helps all around, especially when it comes to later in your process dialogue. If done right, you can leave half your dialogue without a tag, and readers should know who's talking. Something I always find fun is drawing my characters because I'm good at art. But I've seen people use sites like Picrew to make their characters and get visual aid on what they look like. Your characters are the heart of the story. Make them interesting. Make them a reader. Make them a chef. Kill their moms. The usual. After all that, we get to the longest portion time-wise, but the shortest for this quick guide, writing. You did it! You spent years, months, weeks, days, hours on your outline, and you finally made it to the interesting part, writing it all down and creating an interesting story. You sit down on your laptop or on your phone, or iPad, I don't really judge, and start with chapter 1. You can now use the valuable planning to create your novel, and in a few months, you can reflect back on the process and think, geez, I did so bad on this. I should probably do it all over again.